To what is it that the delegations have achieved. Joining me next is Mr. Sasmit Patra, BJD Member of Parliament, who was a part of Shrikant Shinde's delegation that visited the United Arab Emirates, Sierra Leone, Liberia and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Mr. Patra, congratulations on a successful diplomatic visit. Can you help our viewers understand, sir, what was the message that was given by the delegation?
The message that we gave as our delegation, led by Dr. Shrikant Shindeji, which visited UAE, Sierra Leone, Democratic Republic of Congo and Liberia, was one, to expose the terror agenda and the terrorism perpetrated by Pakistan over the past 4 decades on India. Second, the context of Operation Sindoor and its success. Third, to sensitize the international community and the world over about the growing menace of terrorism. And fourth, the message to come together as zero tolerance to terrorism and to work towards the peace of the world. So these were the primarily 4 aspects with which the delegations went, visited these countries and shared this message from India.
Okay, Mr. Patra, also now that you've concluded the visit, what according to you is the world's understanding of Pakistan as a state that funds terror?
After our completion of this delegation visit, we have found tremendous support relating to India's fight against terror. We found tremendous support to India's cause of eliminating terror. We found strong condemnation relating to India's stand, a strong condemnation against Pakistan and support for India's stand against terrorism, and strong condemnation of the Pahalgam terror attack and what has been perpetrated by Pakistan.
Okay, so Mr. Patra, then would you say that foreign countries are unequivocally supporting India's stand against terror?
The foreign countries that we visited have strongly supported India's stand on terror. UAE specifically, being a GCC nation as well as an OIC nation, strongly said that they were one of the first nations to publicly condemn the Pahalgam terror attack within a few hours of this attack, and said that we stand strongly with India in its fight against terrorism and they want world peace. When we went to Democratic Republic of Congo, their Deputy Prime Minister whom we met and the various leaderships that we found, all of them were very supportive of India's stand and unequivocally supported India's measures against terrorism. When we went to Sierra Leone, the Parliament of Sierra Leone stood up for 1 minute in silence, marking their respect in memory of those who were killed in the terror attack in Pahalgam. When we went to Liberia, the Senate of Liberia stood up for 1 minute in silence, observing and the memory of those who were killed in the Pahalgam terror attack. So wherever we went, we found tremendous support, tremendous goodwill for India, and I believe that this diplomatic initiative has been extremely positive, proactive, has been very innovative in terms of involving parliamentarians. And this diplomatic initiative will go a long way in strengthening India's cause in its fight against terror.
Okay, Mr. Patra, I also want to understand from you, what do you make of Pakistan's attempt of a similar outreach, which they've restricted to just 3 nations?
I think Pakistan is completely isolated today in the world as a nation that not only exports terrorism, but also as a nation which in its deep state is actually controlled not by the parliament or by the political executive, but rather by the military with people like Asif Munir and by their ISI. So these facts and details in terms of their support to terrorist organizations like Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Toiba, Maulana Masood Azhar, Hafiz Saeed is well known. So if someone wants to find terrorism, the postcard pin code is Pakistan. So wherever you find Pakistan, you'll find terrorism. So that is the reason why today, though they're trying as a weak copycat, as you said, to actually follow India's parliamentary intervention and diplomatic dialogues, but unfortunately they stand isolated in the world, and even the OIC nations, Organization of Islamic Countries, as well as the GCC nations, have been condemning terrorism, and therefore Pakistan today is frightened, worried, scared, depressed, dejected, frustrated. And in doing all that, they're trying to somehow cover their tracks with this kind of a work, but it's going to fail. The world has recognized Pakistan as a terror haven and has started calling on them to dismantle their terror infrastructure.
Okay, Mr. Patra, at the same time, do you think that India can lead a global alliance against terrorism?
I think India, as the largest democracy of the world, is seen as a pivotal position today in the world to actually lead this discourse of peace and zero policy on zero tolerance on terrorism. And the reason why is because India over the decades has suffered terrorism. Our focus is on development. Our focus is on dialogue. Our focus is on growth. Today, while we were, in fact, during this delegation, while we were there, India from a fifth largest economy became a fourth largest economy. So they were so happy when we met them, these nations, and they said, we want India to also lead us on this growth and development path. So as you mentioned, India is, of course, one of the foremost voices today in the world, leading the idea of peace and non-violence and zero tolerance of terrorism. I think the new narrative, the new discourse, the new India is that trade and terror cannot go together. Water and blood cannot flow together. And terror and talks cannot hold together. I think this is the new normal that India has drawn, and that an act of terror on Indian soil is an act of war is also the new normal. I believe with these ideas, India leads today the world in the discourse relating to extermination of terrorism. And in doing so, India is being seen as the foremost voice leading this dialogue discussion, especially from the global south.
Absolutely. Mr. Patra, thank you so much, sir, for joining us on NewsX with that perspective and giving us a glimpse into what your delegation has managed to achieve. Next, joining me on the broadcast is Ambassador Manjeev Puri, former diplomat. He was a part of Kanimoy